76 Fahrenheit. That's not absolutely not bad. Now, have you felt part of the River Countess family over the last week, 2 weeks? Yeah. Did the crew treated you in the way they should have been? Yeah. If not, you can still tell me, and I let them walk the plank right now. Oh yeah, and Mirella told me, I couldn't see that, but Mirella told me that last night that you were all waving to my wife. Yes. You have any idea who it was? because some of my neighbors were also waving. One of my neighbors is in her early 60s, and I'm not married to a lady in her early 60s. So there was a red Jeep in front of the house. I drive a proudly American car. Much cheaper to get than BMWs that are made 60 miles from where we live. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it all started, or for a lot of you, it started all in Basel. I wasn't there, but I know how it looks like. No, it started in Breisach. No, it started in Breisach. Yeah, we had to divert the ship. Remember Strasbourg, the French? Were the French nice to you back then? Yeah, they call now the French fries, they call them freedom fries, no? I think there was a couple of years some country had some issues with the French, and they don't call them freedom fries anymore. Then you went to Heidelberg. Did most of you go to Heidelberg? Was it included? Yeah. And then you all had, or some of you might have had a dinner in the Drosselgasse. Yeah? You remember that? No, you don't remember. That's what most people tell me. That they don't remember. Let me see what happened after that. After that you went to Miltenberg, no? On the Main River. And then on to Würzburg, the city where they invented X-rays. Then you had the smoked beer in Bamberg. Yeah? Tastes like liquid smoked ham, no? Don't you think? And after that came Nuremberg. And from there on, we were all there, no? At that point, we were all there. We sailed all those high locks, remember? Sailing the Main-Danube Canal. That was also actually a beautiful afternoon, wasn't it? And then we were in Regensburg, where, where it rained a lot, yeah? After Regensburg came the horse and carriage into the mountains, and you went to the glass. I saw a lot of you coming back with the bags from the glass factory. And then yesterday we had Passau. Did you enjoy Passau? Yes. Yeah? Can you understand why I live there? Yes. Yeah, I was already a bit afraid of the climate change. I thought, you know, if all the icebergs start melting, Holland's starting to disappear. I already moved to Germany before that happened. So I grew up 6 meters below sea level. So and that's what, and now you know also why the Dutch are so tall, no? Because we want to look over the dike. Survival of the fittest, yeah. Oh, I got kicked a lot by my dad when I was little. You know, I had a lot of pats on the shoulder. Good girl. And today, wasn't that amazing? The Abbey of Melk. Yeah, quite an impressive building, no, to see from the inside. Well, I think when you're traveling, you're all curious, and you share a lot of curiosity with us. And one of the things that gives me a lot of motivation is to see people anxious because they travel. And if you travel, you ask a lot of questions, no? You want to know things. And in a few years' time from now, you might see in a bookstore somewhere near you, you might see a book called Memoirs of a Riverboat Captain. And in there, probably, besides everything that I've seen on the rivers, there will also be a part of it saying my most favorite questions from our guests. And one of them is, I think one of them that ranks really high is, why did the Romans only build ruins? Captain, does the ship has cable TV? We once had a guest changing $50 at the front desk, got 38 euros back. The next question was, how much is that in dollars? That is difficult. You know, but what do you answer on those questions? There was one time, there was once a guest that came running to the reception. My microwave doesn't work. You to the hotel manager. And the hotel manager went with the passenger to the room. Can you help me sort out my microwave? And believe it or not, there was a cup of tea standing in the safe. We have another one. Captain, does the crew sleep on board? Once I said no. I said they get picked up by a helicopter every night. At the end of the cruise, we wrote in the questionnaires, we got woken up by the helicopter. So, but the best or the most difficult question that was ever asked to me was back in 2003 when I was still sailing as a second captain on the River Princess. You might have seen that ship docked in front of us today in Melk. And as you know, as a second captain, you have to be sailing when the captain is downstairs for its, for a welcome or a farewell dinner. And we were doing a cruise from Amsterdam to Basel. And we were chartered by a company called Best Buy. Some of you might have heard of Best Buy. We had 136 of their top-selling managers on board, and they were all Canadians. Now that itself was an experience, because after 3 days we ran out of alcohol. But back then we still had an open wheelhouse policy, as we call it, but not unlike nowadays, now that we think that you all look like terrorists. But back then the wheelhouse was open, and it was just after dinner was coming close to an end, and there was a lady that came to me up in the wheelhouse and said to me, "Captain, can I ask you a question?" I said, "Of course, ma'am." She said to me, "Captain, where's the wheel?" And I think you know my sense of humor by now, so I stood up out of my chair and I opened every drawer, every cupboard, and I said to the lady, "I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot find the wheel." And some of you that have had a look into the wheelhouse might have seen that it's all just joysticks. So I said to the lady, "Sorry, ma'am, I cannot find the wheel." Well, she said, "How do you steer this ship then?" I said, "Well, with this little stick over here." I pointed at her, and she took that for granted and went downstairs to tell her husband that the captain, or that there's no more wheel in the wheelhouse and that the captain steered the ship with a little stick. About 15 minutes later, this same lady comes up to me in the wheelhouse and said to me, "Captain, can I ask you another question?" I said to her, "Of course, ma'am." She said to me, "Captain, can I touch your stick?" So the next day I went into port. I went into town. Once we were in port, I went into town and I bought myself a wooden wheel. So whenever that question arises, I can point at it on the wall and say it's right there. You see, it gives me a lot of inspiration, and I hope that after, and I hope that by now that you are as addicted to river cruising as we are here on board this ship. Yesterday evening we had a repeater party. I think around 20 of the 103 passengers that we have on this cruise were past travelers. Some of you have done 2 cruises, some of you have done 3 cruises. I've done 300 with Uniworld, and I didn't have to pay for any of them. I think, I don't know, Joke, you did also. Joke was in this business long before you Oh no, you are my younger sister. You didn't have any questions this cruise? Are you really the captain's younger sister? No, not this cruise, okay. It happens more often. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a very enjoyable evening tonight, because tonight's our official farewell. But of course, we don't do goodbyes here on board the ship. We do hope to see you again someday. As my wife likes to say it, you always meet people twice in your life, so this is the first time. Let there be another time. Hopefully on a Uniworld River cruise ship, maybe even the River Countess. And for Friday, I wish you safe onward journey wherever that may take you. Safe travels, and I would like to make a small toast with you. May you never stop. Unlike this strange world that we live in, may not stop you from traveling, because it won't stop ours. Cheers. 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 And